In the top stories, Keon High School hosts historical fair in celebration of Black History Month. St. Kitts and Nevis Independence Anniversary preparations on the way, and SKELEC announces scheduled maintenance outages. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Get so much more with Courts Ready Finance. Whether it's a furniture upgrade or appliance replacement, it's easy when you shop using Courts Ready Finance. Get more flexibility by choosing your payment terms, more affordability with low monthly payments, and more access with fast and easy application. Plus, there's no down payment and you make your first payment in 30 days. Get great deals and gifts with select purchase. Get so much more with Courts Ready Finance. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
It's something that you can't put into words. A buzz in the air. From the time you wake up, you're ready to go. The freedom, the fantasy, the fete. To know it is to live it and love it. You have to experience it. If you know, you know. Angostura White Oak Rum. New look, same vibes inside.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I am Shaira Flanders. Nationally, Keon High School hosted a vibrant historical fair on Friday in celebration of Black History Month. The event, held on the school's premises, featured an array of student performances including traditional dances, poetry recitals, and fashion showcases, all highlighting the rich cultural heritage of St. Kitts and Nevis. In an interview with ZIZ News, geography teacher Chanel Rodriguez emphasized the significance of the event, explaining that it aimed to bridge the gap for students and help them connect with their cultural roots.
The students do history as a subject in their classroom, and many of them do not like the subject or think that the subject is boring because they often are unable to connect to what is happening in the notes. All right, so what we did today, we brought the information to life to them. So they write the notes, yes, but sometimes they don't understand, they don't connect.
In addition to the performances, the event featured exhibits showcasing traditional foods, tools, and clothing worn in the past. Rodriguez also spoke about the positive reactions from the students, noting that the displays piqued their interest and sparked curiosity.
I think it's a positive response thus far. The program has been going quite well, actually. It surpassed my own expectations. Some of the students already came over to see the different displays. You know, I have videos on my phone of them interacting with the material, asking, what is? And so the personnel here have been able to tell them, this is what we used to use back then, this is where we are coming from, this is where we are at now. And the students, you know, you see a light bulb come over their head. They are intrigued, and so I am.
Cultural preservationist Winston Zach Nisbet, who contributed items from his museum at Buckley's estate, played a key role in the event. His display included several historical artifacts that offered students a tangible connection to their heritage. Nisbet spoke to the importance of sharing these items with the younger generation, emphasizing how such displays help children appreciate and understand their cultural history.
That is significant because, you see, a lot of them are not acquainted with the old-time things. They're more modernized. We are living in a more technological and advanced age now. But the basic is important because we're going to have to go back to basics anyhow. Because you can see the increase in current and all kind of thing now, and they're trying to get into the solar system and so. But it is imperative that we preserve our cultural heritage so as to bring back a sense of pride and joy to the parents, the younger generation, and all this kind of thing.
The historical fair at Keon High School not only highlighted the talents and creativity of the students, but also deepened their connection to the history and culture of St. Kitts and Nevis. And in other news, the organizing committee for the 42nd anniversary of St. Kitts and Nevis's independence held its first meeting on Friday to kickstart preparations for this year's celebration. The committee, which is co-chaired by Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natter and Director in the Prime Minister's Office Vera Galloway, includes senior government officials from a range of sectors. These include representatives from the armed forces, as well as the ministries of the creative economy, education, foreign affairs, tourism, and information. The committee also includes members from Nevis, ensuring broad representation across the Federation. Plans for the upcoming anniversary celebration are now in motion, with the committee working collaboratively to organize this significant national event. And in other news, the St. Kitts Electricity Company Limited, or SKELEC, is advising the public of scheduled maintenance outages for the week March 3rd to 7th, 2025. These scheduled maintenance outages are necessary to perform maintenance as a part of their ongoing efforts to improve reliability. The following areas will be affected by the outages. On Tuesday, March 4th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Upper Keyon. While on Wednesday, 5th March from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Orchard Way, Connery, and Poland, Connery will be without power. Also on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Tabernacle Project and Keyon, Spooners Village, Hermitage, Cunningham, Green Valley Gas Station. On Thursday, March 6th, between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., Catholic Street, Molyneux, and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., Shadwell Tank and Lamberts to Newton Ground. And finally, on Friday, March 7th, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Stone Fort Housing Development. SKELEC apologizes for any inconvenience caused by these power supply interruptions. Persons who remain without power after the scheduled outages are asked to call 465-2013 or 600 from a mobile phone to report the outage. And coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week.
Attention, St. Kitts and Nevis. Ready to hit the road in style? Hosford's Automotive presents Fat Off Drive On Sales Event. Get up to $15,000 in total savings and much more, including no down payment, free bid of sale, free servicing for 12 months. Choose between $1,000 in groceries or free gas for 3 months, free registration, free licensing, free tinting, free accessories, and more. Don't miss out with 4% fat off. It's never been easier to own your own dream car. These savings and deals happening now. So visit Hosford's Automotive and drive home happy. Hosford's Automotive, where affordability meets the road. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you tired of Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? The Cable has the ultimate solution with our whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Say goodbye to frustrating signal drops and hello to seamless connectivity in every corner of your home. No more
Mom, my tablet's not working in my bedroom. My game is freezing, Daddy.
or WhatsApp calls dropping as you walk around the house. So many people struggle with dead zones and restricted Wi-Fi, and the Cable has the answer. Enjoy full blanket increased Wi-Fi coverage with installation in 48 hours or less. Whole home Wi-Fi coverage is here. Get the whole family connected today. Come in or call the Cable at 465-2588 to get your whole home Wi-Fi boost installed. The Cable, always giving you more. Terms and conditions apply.
Meet the Johnson family, living a good life. How are they able to afford all this? By switching their mortgage to National. And you too can take advantage of this great offer. Yes, National Bank's Switch Mortgage will make your dreams a reality with the lowest interest rates guaranteed. You will have more disposable income than ever before. Imagine the possibilities. National Bank Switch Mortgage makes all the difference. Come home to National Bank and get your Switch Mortgage today.
Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for staying with us. Director of Public Prosecutions Adlai Smith confirmed Vaughn Henderson's arrest on Monday, along with charges filed against him and an unnamed police officer due to the sensitive nature of the allegations. Here's more. Meanwhile, in the wake of Vaughn Henderson's arrest and the charges brought against him, Director of Public Prosecutions Adlai Smith issued a statement on Monday confirming the arrest and providing limited details about the charges filed against Henderson, as well as a police officer who will remain unnamed due to the nature of the allegations.
The Director of Public Prosecutions Office acknowledges the recent developments where criminal charges have been brought against Mr. Vaughn Henderson, attorney at law, and a police officer of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. That officer shall not be named, as he is currently on a charge of indecent assault before the High Court. These developments underscore the seriousness of any attempt to interfere with the judicial process, particularly in cases involving vulnerable victims such as minors.
In his statement, the DPP disclosed that the charges against the police officer involved allegations of indecent assault involving a minor. He noted that his office recommended that charges be filed and shared further context regarding the legal proceedings.
On June 28, 2023, a 12-year-old minor female reported that she was indecently assaulted by the said police officer, who allegedly offered her money in exchange for her silence. In December of 2023, the Commissioner of Police sought legal advice from me in my capacity as the Director of Public Prosecutions as to whether the police officer should be charged. Following a thorough review of the evidence, as Director of Public Prosecutions, I advised that charges be laid, and the police officer was formally charged in January of 2024. However, in the same January of 2024, I received intelligence suggesting possible external interference in the case. Given the gravity of the information, the Commissioner of Police was further advised to initiate a separate criminal investigation into the mother of the said minor. As the investigation unfolded, further intelligence was received, prompting law enforcement to execute a search warrant at the law offices of Mr. Vaughn Henderson on February 7, 2025. As a result of these findings, Vaughn Henderson and the police officer have been formally charged with attempting to pervert the course of public justice and money laundering offenses.
The DPP stressed that the filing of charges does not equate to guilt and underscored the importance of protecting the integrity of criminal cases, particularly those involving minors.
I must indicate that I view with the utmost seriousness any attempt to compromise a criminal case involving the indecent assault of a minor. The justice system has a fundamental duty to protect children from exploitation and abuse, and any efforts to manipulate the legal process to obstruct justice will be met with the full force of the law. Additionally, the public trust in law enforcement is built on the expectation that police officers will uphold the law with integrity and fairness.
DPP Smith also disclosed that witness tampering is becoming an increasingly prevalent issue in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
One of the greatest threats to the proper administration of justice is witness interference, which has become an increasingly troubling issue in criminal cases in the Federation. My hard-working prosecutors are already overwhelmed by their heavy caseload, and the growing challenge of proving cases is further compounded by rampant witness tampering. This harmful practice strikes at the very core of the justice system. It erodes public confidence, prevents victims from coming forward, and obstructs the fair trial process. In an environment where witness intimidation, financial inducements, and other forms of interference are becoming more prevalent, it is imperative that law enforcement acts decisively to root out these harmful elements. Moreover, I must strongly condemn a growing practice of mothers accepting financial compensation to refrain from prosecuting the perpetrators of sexual offenses against their children. This reprehensible trend is not only a betrayal of the child's trust, but also a direct affront to the justice system.
That was Director of Public Prosecutions, Adley Smith. On February 26, 2025, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, through the Citizen Security Task Force, launched the first ever Day of Interruption, a national student initiative aimed at reducing crime and violence while promoting safer communities. Here's more in this report. The event saw prominent figures engage with students in primary and secondary schools across St. Kitts, sharing personal stories and encouraging positive life choices. Senator Iseline Phillip, co-chair of the Citizen Security Task Force, praised the community's involvement in spreading the initiative's message and highlighted the significance of the day's event.
So the Day of Interruption was deliberately and intentionally named as interrupting transmission of cycles of violence is actually one key principle of the public health approach. And so in all the schools, public and private, primary and secondary schools, we had the commitment from the Ministry of Education to host special assemblies that focused on the theme of anti-violence and crime. And the intention of this is to extend the campaign messages from our 90-day campaign around anti-violence and crime and promoting peace and security and peaceful coexistence. We really wanted to target our children and young people, since we recognize that we really need to interrupt the transmission of spread of aggression and violence from our young people so that we can have a very consistent and continuous effort. It was really important for us to engage community volunteers to be part of this initiative. So as an objective, we sought to invite persons from across different parties, persons from criminal justice, persons from community leaders, so that they could feature as special guests at the different schools to help to spread the campaign message.
Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, speaking at Washington Archibald High School, emphasized the importance of self-worth and resisting peer pressure.
And we commemorate this day as a day where we will say no more crime and violence. I want you to remember, as I started, that you are very special, and never allow anybody to make you think less than who you really are. And so, Washi, I want to say to all of you that we care about you. We want peace, tranquility in your schools, and we want you to concentrate on becoming a good citizen, a good human being, building St. Kitts and Nevis to become a sustainable island state and #1.
Prime Minister Drew also reaffirmed the government's commitment to creating a peaceful learning environment for students. The Day of Interruption is part of the government's Beyond the 90 Days campaign, focused on long-term solutions for crime and violence prevention. Women continue to make their mark in the world of sport, and here in St. Kitts and Nevis, it is no different. Ken Fuentes brings us the first in a series of interviews with prominent women in sport in St. Kitts and Nevis as we celebrate their accomplishments in the lead-up to International Women's Day 2025. Here's more.
For Mrs. Nero, being a woman involved in sport in St. Kitts and Nevis is something she considers a sense of accomplishment.
I feel privileged to be a woman in sports in St. Kitts and Nevis, because it has provided me with so much opportunities to be useful in the community. I've been able to build up a substantial network of colleagues, friends, well-wishers, and I really feel very passionate that I like to see all of the women who are contributing to sports to be recognized, to be acknowledged, and to be like supported.
She's happy to see women being actively involved in sport without being looked down upon.
There was a time where when women were playing sports, they will be accused of being a little bit too wayward and, need to be more reserved. And they didn't see sports as something that, will make women look reserved. But now, I think it's now understood the deep impact of exposure to sport. I mean, think of the things that we get from that. You get mental, release from stress. You become more confident. You become more poised.
Mrs. Nero believes sport also contributes to persons being more disciplined and focused on their goals. Speaking of goals, Mrs. Nero is the first woman from the Federation to be named Vice President of the St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee, a role she's proud of.
I feel really proud. But then secondly, you kind of feel a little pressure of, performing at this level because it's significant. I want to make sure that when I'm finished with this role, other women see it as something that they really want to do and they really want to contribute to. And we're hoping that with successive women participating at these levels, we will really build out a better organization because we do need the views and the skill sets of both genders to be able to get the most impactful organization that we need.
The St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee Vice President says the sport world is steadily accepting women in roles of power in the industry.
Slowly, yes, but surely I'm seeing, progress. I mean, there's more scope for that to happen, but I'm seeing some of it, and we appreciate that.
Mrs. Nero, a former netballer, was part of what is considered the greatest era in St. Kitts and Nevis netball history.
I was very, very fortunate to be in the era of some of the most amazing netball players that St. Kitts has ever had. I won't start calling all of the names because I'll get into trouble, but wow, what a group of women to have trained under. It was just amazing, and I think I owe it to them. And I have to say that Miss Pamela Tyson, who was the president of the Netball Association, she was pretty much running a women's academy with the way she kept us, holding the discipline, holding the practice sessions, holding the behavior on and off the court.
That training and discipline led to the Federation being crowned Caribbean Netball Champions in 1978. Mrs. Nero then encouraged the Federation's young women to get involved in sport as its benefits will serve them throughout life.
Please come on out. Join a member federation. It is going to pay off big time. It is going to give you confidence and poise and discipline. It's going to provide you with substantial soft skills that you will need for your journey through life.
Kent Fuentes, ZIZ News.
And after the break, St. Martin monitors avian influenza H5N1 following global outbreaks. Regional news is next.
Are you tired of Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? The Cable has the ultimate solution with our whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Say goodbye to frustrating signal drops and hello to seamless connectivity in every corner of your home. No more
Mom, my tablet's not working in my bedroom. My game is freezing, Daddy.
or WhatsApp calls dropping as you walk around the house. So many people struggle with dead zones and restricted Wi-Fi, and the Cable has the answer. Enjoy full blanket increased Wi-Fi coverage with installation in 48 hours or less. Whole home Wi-Fi coverage is here. Get the whole family connected today. Come in or call the Cable at 465-2588 to get your whole home Wi-Fi boost installed. The Cable, always giving you more. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the sale you've been waiting for. Happening now. Discounts galore at your favorite Hosford store. Hosford's Furniture and Appliances, Ashley's Furniture Home Store, Hosford's Building and Nevis Centers, and Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessories. Get ready for discounts galore. Store discounts, big discounts, small discounts, VAT discounts, and more. We're slashing prices with at least 4% VAT off and up to 20% off store-wide on furniture, appliances, auto parts, building materials, and hardware, and so much more. Discounts galore across all Hosford stores. And that's not all. Customer discounts and even Value Club member savings mean the deals just keep getting better. Whether you're upgrading your home, tackling your next project, or fixing your ride, Hosford's has you covered. Take advantage of the discounts galore at all Hosford stores today. At Hosford's Furniture and Appliances, Ashley's Furniture Home Store, Hosford's Building and Nevis Centers, and Hosford's Auto Parts and Accessories. Hurry in! These offers won't last long. Don't miss out on the biggest savings of the year. Visit any Hosford store now and start saving with discounts galore in every store. Big deals, big savings, and more. Terms and conditions apply.
On the regional scene, the Collective Prevention Services, or CPS, in St. Martin is closely monitoring the spread of avian influenza H5N1 after global reports of outbreaks. Health officials are in contact with regional and international organizations as the virus impacts several countries. While human infections are rare, cases in the Americas have been linked to livestock and poultry. CPS urges those in these sectors to monitor animals for signs of illness. The Caribbean Public Health Agency, or CAFA, has assessed that the risk of human-to-human transmission is low, though concerns remain over the increased risk to cattle and poultry, especially from migratory birds. The H5N1 virus has been circulating in wild birds, poultry, and some mammals since 2022. CAFA advises that hunters and those handling wild birds may face a higher risk. Symptoms of bird flu in humans can range from mild respiratory issues to severe illness and, in extreme cases, organ failure. CPS continues to urge vigilance in St. Martin, particularly for those with close animal exposure or travel history to affected regions. And coming up, Britain, France, and Ukraine work on ceasefire plan amid U.S. tensions. International news is next.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that Britain, France, and Ukraine have agreed to create a ceasefire plan to present to the United States, aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. This comes ahead of a European summit focused on peace efforts following a controversial scolding by U.S. President Donald Trump of Ukrainian President Zelensky. Starmer emphasized his role in restoring peace talks, saying the UK, France, and others would collaborate with Ukraine on the plan before discussing it with the US. The summit is expected to include talks on a European military force to support a ceasefire. Starmer outlined 3 key elements for a successful peace deal: military support for Ukraine, a European security guarantee, and U.S. backing to deter future Russian aggression. Leaders from across Europe, NATO, and the EU are attending, with Starmer reaffirming the UK's support for Ukraine. And we'll be back with a recap of the top stories.
In the sun or in the rain, life's a journey, joy and pain. But NCI's here day and night, always here for you, making it right. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend, always here for you, right here till the very
At National Caribbean Insurance, you are covered and secure. We're your partner, your protector, your peace of mind. So for home, for health, for life, choose NCI because we're always here for you. Always.
Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end. Always here for you. With NCI, you've got a friend. Always here for you. Right here till the very end.
Recapping the top stories. Keon High School hosts historical fair in celebration of Black History Month. St. Kitts and Nevis Independence Anniversary preparations on the way, and SKELEC announces scheduled maintenance outages. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Have a good one.